Hello, and welcome to Let's Look at Crypt the Necrodancer. This game's been making the rounds lately, so I'm sure you've probably already heard of it. If you haven't, then I'm honored that you found out through me, to say the least. So, this is a game made by Brace Yourself Games, which is a relatively new company, of course, with some help from Clay, who made Don't Starve. So it's implied they're in kind of a supervisory or, consultative sort of role. So, what is this game? As you can see, I'm kind of hopping around in a fairly rhythmic motion here, and it's not necessarily because it's in tune with the music, but because that's the only time you can move. If I try to do it too many times, you see all those misses there? That's basically me not being able to move, so even though I'm hitting the button, it's not working. So you can only move and do actions on the beat. And the entire game's controlled by arrow keys, and it's got a lot of interesting things to look at as far as that goes. So, you don't want to get too far off beat. I was kind of playing it fast and loose, and I'll eventually miss if I'm off key there. This is the lobby. I'll just explain this really quick, but you can trade in diamonds for gear that will start showing up randomly. This is kind of a roguelike, so there's random itemization going on. Most of them, I've bought all the cheap ones, so now there's only like 9 and 4 diamond ones. And then up here, you got your magic guy, and over here you have a Dungeon Master who I've completely bought out. He did all of the health upgrades and some of the more basic kind of items that you would find, like cheese and whatnot. And over here you can train against enemies, which we'll do really quick. So the whole premise of the game is that everything has a pattern that you have to be able to predict and then conquer. So green slimes do nothing. They just stand there. And they look like white boys at an old school rave. So let's go back over here and we'll see if we can't find something a little bit more interesting. Let's go zone 2. So we have a lot of other enemies here to pick from now. So we have like, what's a good example? Well, you know what? Mushroom's actually a really good example. So you have to wait for the right beat. So every 4 beats or so, he sprays gunk everywhere. So we have to not get hit by that. And there we go. We get in there and we kill him. And then it's easy because it's pretty predictable in this particular scenario because it is practice. So, man, everybody always talks about how difficult it is to actually, mini bosses. Okay, well I could do a mini boss. Everybody talks about how hard it is to like talk. All the casters I've seen talking about how hard it is to talk while like reviewing or playing this game are not lying. Let me tell you. So we'll go ahead and do this. And we can go over here. Here's a mini boss. Oh, geez, he just hurt me. I'm screwing up the rhythm here. There we go. And then, whoop. There we go. Cool. And that's how you kill a green dragon. Whoop. He only moves once every other space, and then you just sort of take advantage of that, and hope you have the right positioning, and then don't screw up the beat like I just did. So, we'll get out of here. And then we'll go actually play... Oh, there's also character select, which I don't have that many. We are playing as Cadence right now, which is normal. And then there's the Bard, which gets rid of the necessity for actually hitting on the beat. So, like, we'll just go look at it really quick. It kind of nullifies any challenge there. Okay, so, yeah, I could just... hopping around. The thing is monsters move with me, not necessarily to the beat, so... And, I don't know what those question marks mean necessarily. Yeah, I need key. Okay, I got it. So, yeah, I can do that. That's not necessarily as fun, though. Even though I was just complaining about having a bit of a problem with talking and playing at the same time. That would make it a lot easier. Right now, they don't have a lot set up. This is on early access on Steam, so if you want to play it, you know, it's always buyer beware, that kind of a deal. Although, these guys have a really great community around them, and I don't think they're going to, like, bail somewhat in the middle of development, and also the content that is there is extremely nice and very well polished so far. Excuse me. Let's go. We could play hardcore mode as seated, daily challenge. We're gonna just start with zone 1 for now. So if we go here, it's once again roguelike dungeon crawler kind of thing, but rhythm based. So there you go. It's not completely cliche. I screwed up the beat there, so that kind of messed me up. Now these blue slimes are trying to go up and down, but they can't because there's this thing in their way for pathing there. Whoa. And then we'll do that. Okay. And there we go. So you can kind of get the idea of what's going on here. Everything follows a pattern. You figure out the pattern and then kill things. That's basically all there is to it. Ah, here's War Drum. War Drum is really good. basically every time you use it, it charges up a damage. Oh, I fucked it up. Oh, so instead of 2 hits, he only took 1. And it also is really good for helping with positioning too, I found, where if you're waiting for something to come to you, just one more block or kind of adjust itself around, you can use that to do that and then not interrupt your flow, basically. What? There we go. And so, for example, there we go, did 2 damage. And then he's dead. Cool deal. So that's where I war drum is pretty cool. Okay, so yeah, don't question my authority on the game, of which I have none. I'm actually pretty bad at this game. I've been trying for the longest time, and after seeing so many other streamers and casters actually like dominate at this game, relatively easy, all things considered, I'm a little upset with myself at how bad I am at this game. It's you know, it's hard, and for me it's not like necessarily keeping beat, although I'm not really giving the best examples of my ability to keep a beat right now. It's remembering all of the patterns of the monsters. Like, there's just so much going on, and sometimes you get bombarded with just this incredible number of monsters, and the on-the-spot problem solving that is required of you is not always forthcoming within your, mental capabilities. You know what, we're gonna keep the war drum. And so, yeah, that was cheese. We have to carry it around like an item, and basically it heals you for 2 hearts, so if you're missing 2 health, then you'd be able to recover that pretty easy. And you can dig in the walls. You can't dig on those, the pebbly-looky walls, no, not so much, and brick walls, things like that. They all have their own particular requirements for entry. There are different shovels and tools that you can use or find to be able to do that, not unlike the whip. Although the thing that's really interesting to me about the combat system in this game is how weapons are handled. They're not always necessarily stronger. There's a subclass called Titanium, where I guess that's a modifier, where yeah, everything does extra damage, but whoa, I'm way off beat. Hold on. Yeah, okay, skeletons only move every other turn. Monkeys move every turn, and they're kind of a dick about it. And that's a boss bat, and he's dead. And there's another shop. Sweet. By the way, the shopkeeper sings. I don't know if you noticed. It's one of the many charming points of this game. Ah, here we go. Here's a great example. So I have a normal torch. Torches let you kind of see through the walls there, but if I get this extra bright torch, you can see quite a bit further. Of course, the gray is completely impenetrable, but oh well. It's chainmail. Chainmail's good armor, and I'd rather have this. So I had the blood whip, and the whip is kind of neat because whichever direction you push, I don't have a really good way to demonstrate this on the screen. It attacks like the 5 squares in front of you and to the side. So like, yeah, I was kind of using it earlier. Basically, if you kind of think in knight moves from chess. So you think about how a knight moves, and that's basically your range of attack to the sides, not necessarily out in front or anything like that. Okay, heal spell is good. Can heal, good stuff. And then the cooldown is based on how many enemies you kill. So now we have to kill 20 enemies before we can use it again. Checking to make sure I still have the beat there. I don't need the drumstick. Drumstick is 3 hearts. So yeah, basically that's the basic kind of rundown of what's going on. Like I said, there's a lot of content. There's different zones, which we'll try to look at here before I totally end this video. Oh yeah, that was my titanium longsword at work there. It did 2 damage in 1 hit. That's exactly what I would like it to do. Oh, exit's down here. What am I doing? So there's bricks we can't dig through with just a shovel. We'd need a titanium shovel or a pickaxe or something like that. Yeah, so I'm trying to remember where my train of thought is. I'm just trying to survive this as best as I can. There we go. The beach changed a little bit. Other interesting facts about this game. You can play your own music here. I have done that a little bit, and the algorithm that they use to detect the beat is actually pretty effective. Even so much so that it will actually alter the beat if you have like a beat switch. Huh, that's interesting. I have a magic torch and it did not drop my old torch. I'm not entirely sure what happened there. I don't want to pick up that ring because I don't know, I can't remember what the purple ring does, and if it's a ring of shadows, which I don't necessarily believe it is, that could really screw up my ability to play the game, and I don't want to do that. Alright, white monkey. Okay, that was racist as hell, I think. Maybe. Purple monkey dishwasher. That's a Simpsons reference, so not racist. There are traps on the floor, so I just sped up the tempo for, you know, not that many turns, so it's not that much of a tragedy or anything. Oh, there's our boss Minotaur. Yeah, we're fending off a hallway of baddies. Okay, and I'm screwing up the beat pretty regularly. Glass Whip. So glass is actually the best weapon in the game. However, if you take a hit, it breaks, and then you have a glass shard, which does, like, basically nothing as your weapon. And sometimes that's really bad. Let's see. Traps on the floor. Yes, so we have the arrows, which will move you. The doors right there where the money is that I can't get will send you to the next floor, which is really handy if you're trying to speedrun. And the skull faces actually have daggers that come out of the eyes and stab you, and that's not ideal, as you can probably assume. Now, let me see. I don't know exactly what Magic Torch does, but I'm guessing that my ridiculous sight range through the walls is definitely the major, or the largest part of it. Alright, I just want to see if there's anything interesting over here to look at or point out. Okay, I'm just going to totally screw up the skeleton encounter. Alright, there we go. And then now we're done with the floor. Okay, and then we can go back over this way. I do feel rather proud of myself for keeping up with the beat as well as I am right now, because I usually, like, am completely, I'm already dodgy on the whole keeping beat thing, and now actually talking is making it so much more difficult. Alright, cool. Oh, this is conga. So you can see that... Ah, shit. I angered the gorilla. Yeah, it skips a beat because it's conga. Alright, there we go, and we beat him. That was the boss. So, as you can see, pretty cool. Very simple. But yeah, if you skip the beat, that summons the gorilla. If you kill all the conga liners, then it summons the gorilla, and then once you beat the gorilla after everyone else is dead, you're good. So, that was that boss fight. So, there you go. Kind of interesting. Let's go return to lobby. I have 3 diamonds, which now I just kind of want to unlock all the bosses. Let's go. Yeah. Oh, Green Banshee. Okay. So, now we're deafened. We can't actually hear the music. And we're going to try to run away as best as we can here. I'm not entirely sure how to handle this. Oh, well, I died. Okay, so Banshees are tough. Not necessarily because you can't hear the beat, but because they just follow you everywhere, and it's kind of weird. Anyways, let's go ahead and we'll look at Zone 3. And as you can see, it's very different. Oh, ice makes you slip and also ruins your coin multiplier, which is kind of bullshit. Because sometimes it's kind of unavoidable if you want to collect coins, and there is kind of a trick to it, which I can employ. But and then yeah, well, to finish my thought, I can employ it. However, you know, it's kind of like very situational, so we'll see. We can blow up the walls there because it turns out those walls are made of gold, so they're nigh indestructible for most of our purposes. So that's a normal bomb. Oh yeah, I haven't bought the magic bomb yet, so I can't see what that does. So we go over here. We've got these little pusher guys, which will push you into a wall and then start doing damage. Then we have skeletons on horses. Best way to take care of this is go over here. Oh, dang it. And then skeletons with shields. Naturally, a little bit harder to take care of. Okay. Ring of Gold is good. Okay, these guys kind of suck. There we go. And so I've learned recently how to tactically dig at walls in order for to get better positioning. So if I beat this level, by the way, or this zone, I just want to say that I'd be really amazed and impressed with myself. Whoa! Oh god. Okay, so coal floors basically. Oh, all right. If you stay on them for more than one turn, like if you try to dig something out or attack an enemy while you're standing on the coal floors, then you take damage. So that's the negative there. There we go. Trying to get more treasures real quick. There we go. Oh, I had cheese as well. Totally forgot about that. Hitting those diagonals is pretty rough. So you can also play this game with a dance pad. It's set up for it, and it's adjusted. It has the difficulty adjusted for it. So It looks pretty fun. I don't have a dance pad. I used to be really into DDR though, and it's one of those things that like, hey, maybe I should try to find a for real dance pad just to have it. You know, you never know when you might need a dance pad. Just dance parties breaking out all the time, you know. Let's see. So now we're gonna go to the next level. Oh, you can see the bars at the bottom turning red. Songs will end, and whenever they end, you're forced to the next level. And if you haven't beaten the boss yet, you get stuck in a very small room with the boss and some other enemies to defeat him. Alright, I don't know these guys' patterns so well. I hate... I screwed it up. Okay, well, so I didn't know the Yeti's attack pattern that well, and the green skeletons, you can't knock their shields off. You have to actually hit them from the side, which is a one-hit KO, sure, but still kind of a pain in the ass to get the positioning right. So that's about 90% of this game, though, is just, we'll go back to the lobby. We'll find another boss. Let's see.
Hey.
Mini bosses. Yay! Nightmare, Blood Nightmare, Blue Dragon, Gray Direbat, Gray Minotaur. We'll do Blue Dragon, so you can get an idea of... There you go. Now I'm frozen, and he's just gonna kill me mercilessly. Oh, I screwed up the beat. Okay, so... Yep. Yep. Ah, well, I just totally jacked that up entirely. Okay, so you get an idea of kind of what there is to expect. And once again, my weakness is not necessarily keeping the beat, although once again, not the greatest time to be asking me about that. It is actually remembering all of the patterns and how you figure it out, and that is, to me, what actually makes this game pretty worth it. See? Okay. Did nothing. Alright. Oh, wait. Whoa. Oh, well, okay. I still kind of screwed up the beat, but there we go. I hit him from the side and we were good. Knocked off his head. That's good. So you get kind of the idea. Everybody's... It's a game of skill insofar as that you have to really think critically in a very, very small time frame, which is incredibly appreciable. Like, I'm regularly amazed at, like, whenever I do manage to pull something off, I feel really good about myself because it's not easy. Let's see. Okay. Gray Minotaur. Just charges at the wall. Whoop. There we go. And there we go, and he's dead. Now we have another one. Kind of interesting that he has a harp on his head. Makes me think that there's some symbology there that I'm not aware of. There we go. So, there we go. You know, and everything's a little bit difficult. Clearly, Minotaur's a little bit easier than most. And enemies work that way, too. There are some that are just complete bullshit. Especially the mushrooms that spray spores every other turn. That's just, like... Figuring out how to even get in range to be able to attack them is difficult, so... But yeah, no, this has been Crypt of the Necrodancer. It's a really fun game. I definitely suggest you go check it out. I think it's like somewhere in the $10 to $15 range on Steam on a regular basis. And, but it's totally worth it, and it's really fun, and it's still in development, so there's more to come. There's a lot of content that's going to be added. It is a difficult game, and it is a roguelike, and so expect to die a lot, and expect to be challenged in ways you might not be comfortable with. I definitely am continuing to play it for a lot of those reasons, because now it's just sort of a defiance thing, where it's like, no, I'm going to get better at this. Clearly there will be no series on it, just because it's very hard to talk and play at the same time. Here, we'll look at Zone 2 while I'm talking. And yeah, I don't think it's particularly serious-able. Not for me, at least. Whoa, there we go. He used a wind spell on me. Ring of Charisma. Ah, that's what the purple one does. It makes everything cheaper in the shops. Damn it. Ah, well. I'm not missing out on anything in particular. Oh, I screwed that up. Oh, I screwed that up. So, oh, one more thing. There's something called Aria mode, and what Aria mode is you can't take any hits, and you can't miss any beats. If you do, you die. So every time you see miss pop up on my heart there, that would be a death. So that would be bad, in other words. Alright, back. 2, 1, 2, 3, bam, yeah, beep, beep, beep. Good stuff. So this is a Shrine of Tempo, something like that? Shrine of Rhythm. So this activates Aria mode. So, yeah, I died because I missed the beat. So there you go. That's Aria mode in a nutshell. Bananasaurus Rex is already completely decimated it for charity, and it was amazing. So, you know. Yeah, so, oh, well, here's a spell. Yeah. Yeah, now you're way dead. I bet you regret everything you've done with your life. Yep. Okay. So yeah, but that's it in a nutshell. Yeah, go check it out. Go buy it. Play it a lot. It's a great game. And I will see you next time. Have fun.